I'm so just reassured and relieved to be in the presence, even in the virtual presence, of North Carolinians who are progressives, who look towards the future, who know that North Carolina is the potential and the love and the energy and the strength that comes from the great state of North Carolina. I'm so pleased to be with people who understand that promise and understand that responsibility as well uh, as forward-thinking, progressive North Carolinian Democrats. I'm so pleased to be with you tonight. This is my wife Kim. Um, I I talk over her all the time, but she knows a lot more than I do. Anyway,
I don't, but I just wanted to say thank you all for attending this, and I can attest to what Governor Cooper said about once you visit North Carolina, it does stay with you. I fell in love with James, and then I fell in love with North Carolina. He was so eager to show me his home state that I feel as if it's my adopted state. And I'm so disappointed that we're not physically there among you again. But hopefully, if the election turns out as we want it, it maybe won't be so much in the distant future. But and I hope I'd also, if I may say so, I think that North Carolinian accent is the most elegant and the most seductive of any accent. And when I heard Governor Cooper and Attorney General Stein, wow,
and
it
our
just
and our,
slays me.
and also our friend John
John Crumpler
who's central to our political connection with North Carolina in these past years. It's really great.
It is.
It's
And
true. You know, my son Henry was just telling me yesterday that when he hears someone speak in a Southern accent, he just gravitates in that direction as if it's something genetic,
he does.
that he's picked up. But
I don't know how,
I
but
don't know. I don't know how either because he spent a relatively small amount of time in the state. But at any rate, yeah, I agree.
Well, so do you, James. You're
Yeah.
back there for 5 seconds, and I hear you're speaking in that lilting, beautiful way. Comes back. And by the way, Josh, one of our boys is at Williams College. I just wanted to say that you mentioned.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
it's just up the road, and it's a wonderful place.
Well, that's wonderful.
Second, maybe to this.
I might have to
this
leave
one.
to tell Kristen that Kim Taylor said my accent was seductive.
She'll do that. um, it's particularly meaningful to me because I grew up as I know that I've mentioned this before, Governor Cooper, in our talking, but I grew up in North Carolina in the 50s and 60s, where the state university system and the commitment by the state to higher education was really taking hold. And in a time when some very visionary people, headed by Terry Sanford, um, were uh, were uh, organizing the project of the Research Triangle and the sort of partnership between business and higher education, and that engine has been so wonderfully productive for the state and for the country. And it was hand in hand with a kind of a social vision for the future that has paid such benefits to North Carolina. And at the same time, we realize that we also have a past which we need to honor. and which is beautiful and glorious in so many ways. But there are things from the past that we need to move beyond. And there are things that, it's my opinion, speaking very frankly, it's my opinion that when the Republicans came to the aid of the segregationists in the 60s, they did a very bad thing. It was wrong. And we are, in a way, I believe, to this day, paying the price for that desperate decision on their behalf. And I feel as though that's a past that we need to permanently move beyond. There are no half measures. You know, either a person is a citizen with the rights guaranteed by our Constitution, or they're not. There's no halfway in between. Everybody who is an American citizen needs to have the rights of a citizen, as guaranteed by our Constitution. And we as North Carolinians know how important it is to do that work. General Stein said before that also another gentleman who we were talking to at the beginning of the conversation, who was with us tonight, whose name I can't quite bring to mind, but he was saying it's time for adults to get back to work.
Yeah.
And there is work that the people need to do. The things that the governor just mentioned in terms of gun violence, in terms of our commitment to racial equality in this country and an end to racial discrimination, to end discrimination on any grounds, and to move forward with to engage the problem of climate change and take responsibility for its being our problem and ours to solve. There are so many things that the people need to get to work on. One of them, I believe very strongly, and it has to be towards the front of anything that we would prioritize, is to make sure that our elections are secure and that the integrity of our elections can be trusted. We need to stop electing obstacles to any of our citizens to vote. And you know, although I am so grateful to all of us for raising money for this campaign, I believe that we need to do something about money in politics. We need to protect it. And we need to protect our primary duty as citizens, which is to vote, to cast our votes, to participate in our own democracy. Anyway, I'll carry on forever if we don't get me off the subject. So,
well, what I think I'll do, James, is thank you for that. We could talk politics all night. Your long time advocacy for progressive causes throughout the country has just meant so much, and we've been very proud of you every step of the way. But we are going to move along a little bit and hear some things that we've been really wanting to hear. Now you're going to hear some of the songs and get a little perspective about what these songs have meant to James and Kim and their passion for North Carolina and for our country. And the first song that we're going to hear really needs no introduction, but it is America the Beautiful, performed by our own James Taylor.
Oh, beautiful, for a spacious sky, for amber waves of green, for purple mountain majesty, above the fruited plain. God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea, from sea to shining sea.
Beautiful. Thank you, James.
Thank you all for your, thank you.